What's going on, everyone? So, LeBron James is out for at least 2 weeks. Could be more. Lakers are going to take their time and be very patient with his return, which they should be, right? You don't want to rush him back. Last thing you want to do is, he comes back in 2 weeks and ends up pulling Anthony Davis, right? Where Anthony Davis probably should take another week or two off. He rushes back, he gets hurt again, and now he's going to miss maybe the entire season. We'll see how that plays out for Dallas. But I do think that this is good for LeBron. I think this is good for the team. I think that this is just a solid situation, period, because obviously you don't want LeBron hurt. You don't want this to happen due to injury, but LeBron wasn't going to miss any games or anything like that otherwise. But I do think now LeBron, one, he gets to miss this brutal stretch. Now, that's not really a good thing, right? If you really look at it, but it is in the sense of Lakers have 3 sets of back-to-backs in a 7-day span. They're going to play 6 games in 7 nights, right? That's ridiculous, right? From the 13th through the 20th, they have 6 games. And you're going to be asking LeBron to show up every one of those nights, and he probably would have. He probably would have played all those nights, if not most of them, where now he has no choice. He has to sit out. Right. And it allows guys to figure things out. It allows Luka, right? Which I would probably sit Luka between now and the Nuggets game. The Nets game, it looks like almost everybody might be sitting, right? It's going to be like Austin Reeves, Jordan Goodwin, Jared Vanderbilt, Trey Jamison, and I don't know who else. We'll see. But beyond that, I do think you can still beat the Nets. We'll talk about that later. Stay tuned for that video. But as far as Luka, whenever he plays, whether it's tonight or going forward, he's going to have a pretty good stretch where it's just going to be him, right? He'll have Austin Reeves and stuff like that, which is good because him and Reeves will be able to build their relationship and their chemistry. You got to keep in mind he's going into a contract year. So you got to imagine Lakers are going to want to evaluate and see is he the guy that we're going to pay 30 to 40 million to slot alongside Luka, because he's going to get that. He's probably going to get 30 plus million from some other team just to get him away from the Lakers for one. So Lakers are going to have to make sure that they're kind of monitoring this situation, but it also allows Luka to now officially be the guy, right? LeBron has said very heavily, and to LeBron's credit, he's done a very good job of playing off ball and letting Luka be the ball, but you see, even with Luka at times will default to LeBron, right? Because it's LeBron, right? And LeBron is Luka's idol, right? Luka even talked about how he modeled his game growing up to LeBron. That's why he's so similar to LeBron, right? Similar size, similar play style, similar everything, right? But now with Luka not having LeBron, he gets to be the guy. So he's going to be able to get into a flow. He's going to be able to get into a rhythm. He's going to be able to be the guy. LeBron's going to be able to sit there and kind of evaluate and see, okay, now Luka's getting into his rhythm, getting into his flow. I can now just plug in, right? Hey, Luka, you know what you've done the last, 7 games that I've been out, or 10 games, whatever it is that I missed. Yeah. What you've done, just keep doing it. Don't change nothing. Don't do nothing. I will figure it out. You just play your game. You just play your style. I will plug in where I can plug in, right? And that now, one, takes pressure off of Luka, takes pressure off of LeBron, because, there's pressure of LeBron fitting in, but it takes pressure off of LeBron in the sense of now LeBron doesn't have to do anything. Luka has the keys. He's going, hey, keep driving the car. I'm just going to jump into the passenger seat. Don't worry about it, right? I'll airborne, fly, swoop in. You don't even have to stop the car going, right? Just keep the car driving, right? So I do think that is very beneficial, but I think it's good for the team in general to build chemistry beyond LeBron with Luka, right? Some of these key guys, because there are going to be several of these guys that are on the team are going to be there next season. I do think this team looks very different next season. Even if they win the championship, I think this team looks very different than they did this season. But I do think some of these guys, if not, it's very possible most, if not all of these guys, especially if the Lakers do win the championship, they might just go get a center and kind of leave it, right? So I do think that there is this sense of hey, you want to build this chemistry, you want to build this relationship centered and focused around Luka. allow JJ and the coaching staff to kind of work through and build on what they need to work through and build on with Luka as the primary guy. And then again, LeBron, he gets to rest. He gets to get his body right. He gets to get his mind right. Luckily, the Lakers did what they were supposed to do early on. Because the last few years, what has happened is the Lakers have been terrible early in the season and then have desperately needed to make this kind of late season push. And it came down to the last game, like the Pelicans game. It was like if they lose that game, they fall. If they don't, they play the Pelicans again for the 7th, 8th spot, right? Like it becomes one of those things where Lakers have dug themselves such deep holes in the past that they had to dig themselves out of. It's nice now because LeBron, you got to think LeBron's dealt with an injury around the same time the last few seasons where he's missed, 10 games and I think it was 12 games or whatever. All right. We've seen this. But in the past, it was Lakers are desperate. They're in trouble. What do we do? Now it's like Lakers are good, right? They have like a 7-game cushion in the loss column from like teams like the Warriors and the Timberwolves stuff like that. They also have like tiebreakers over a lot of those teams, right? If I'm not mistaken, all those teams, right? So really it's like, 7, 8 games. So Lakers more likely than not aren't going to fall beyond the 5th seed. Maybe they fall to the 5th seed. I'd like them to finish top 4, but I don't really care, right? Like at the end of the day, seeding means nothing if LeBron and Luka aren't healthy. You could catch the Thunder and be the 1 seed, and it means nothing if LeBron and Luka aren't healthy, right? You're not winning anything. So if you're the Lakers, you need to make sure that LeBron and Luka are as healthy as possible or as right as possible, so that way you can go and make that push come the playoffs to go and hoist the Larry O'Brien trophy. Right? Like, so I don't care. Like, no one's going to care if the Lakers finish the 4th or 5th seed, but they win the championship. No one's going to be like, oh man, they won the championship, but they were the 4th seed. Like, no, who cares, right? Like, win the chip. That's all anyone cares about. Win the chip. And the Lakers are good enough, I think, to win the chip. But, I mean, even against Boston the other night, right? Like, they lost. Like, if they don't lose LeBron, they might have won that game. Right? If it wasn't for the abysmal third quarter, I mean, that was the worst third quarter we've seen in months. And they still almost won that game. They still had a chance to win that game. So I'm very confident, very comfortable with this team. But again, Lakers have to do what they need to do. Lakers got to handle their business. And we'll see. See how it all plays out. We'll see how it all takes its course. But I do think that this is really good for LeBron. I do think this is good to just get LeBron some rest. Let LeBron kind of regroup his mind, his body, get into that, hyperbolic time chamber and just kind of get his body right. I'm excited to see kind of how this second, back in push goes as well as come playoff time. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Hey, Phil, what are your thoughts? Do you think, yes, like this is great for LeBron, kind of allows him to rest, kind of get himself right, get his body and mind right? Do you think, no, like, hey, we need him, like this isn't good? How do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are. Either way, I would love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.